all my beautiful little single unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is indeed the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa and I, and I would like to welcome you into the fam. So all of my beautiful souls of this planet, today we'll be talking about your love life. To be specific, your love life during the month of August. So I will be going into all of the nitty-gritty little details for you through the help of these 4 groups as well as each one of your zodiac signs. And before I introduce you to the 4 groups that I have available for you today, I would just like to put out some words of affirmation for all of my beautiful singles. You are loved, you are whole, you are beautiful, and you are so worthy of love. May you only receive romantic and platonic connections that are based on respect as well as reciprocity. So the 4 groups that I have prepared for you today are as follows. Group number 1 corresponds to the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck, as well as the Amethyst. Group number 2 corresponds to the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, as well as the White Aragonite. Group number 3 corresponds to the Crystals the Stone Oracle deck, as well as the Carnelian. And group number 4 corresponds to the Good Tarot deck, as well as the Orange Calcite. But the timestamps to all 4 groups can be found down below in the description box, as well as the timestamps to each and every one of the zodiac signs. So I will now provide you with a little moment of privacy so you can take your time selecting one of these 4 groups. Feel free to pause the video right here and take as much time as you feel serves you. So by now you've hopefully made up your mind and you've been able to choose one of these 4 groups. If you're having a really hard time making up your mind, then know that your personal reading could be a mixture between 2 groups. Also feel free to not only watch your sun sign in the zodiac sign portion of this video, but also your moon and your rising sign. You can literally interpret your entire birth chart if you truly want a highly personalized singles love life prediction for August. So make use of this relaxing, calming, and healing video in whichever way serves you. That's what I created it for. So I will now get into the readings, starting off with the first group, which corresponds to the Amethyst, as well as the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. And to all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck as well as the Amethyst. Let me first give you a little close-up of the crystal of your choice. This is the beautiful amethyst that you chose. It is just such an awesome crystal that helps strengthen your psychic abilities as well as your intuition. I'll just put it right over here for you. Let's move into your reading to figure out what's coming towards your love life during the month of August, shall we? First up, we have illumination. So group number 1, I can see here that you're going to receive new clarity, and certain areas of your love life are going to be highlighted for you during the month of August. Next up, we have wisdom. I see that through this illumination, you will feel as though you're gaining in clarity and wisdom, and you're understanding more about love. What is a respectful and healthy relationship and what isn't? That is one thing that I can see here in illumination, with wisdom included within your reading right at the start. I can see here in fulfillment that furthermore, this is going to lead you to understand exactly what needs that you need met in a romantic relationship and even in a platonic relationship with a friend or family member, and what you're going to tolerate and what to you seems like a lesson that you have now learned. So if you're the type of person who likes to give others the benefit of the doubt, or you frequently have felt like people have disrespected you unnecessarily or taken your kindness for granted or for weakness, know in this group number 1 that you're going to learn from that and you're going to see it coming before it even happens, and that allows you to nip any of those types of situations in the bud and not allow for yourself to get hurt unnecessarily again. I can see in the 3 of Diamonds reversed that group 1 for you, there is in the earthly realm a little bit of overspending that's coming in August, and I can definitely see here in the 3 of Diamonds that you're going to be focused on your career. So there may be a bit of a lack of time when it comes to your love life, your personal life in that regard. I do see here in these 6 of crystals that you're trying your best to make some time for love, as well as give love an honest try and an honest effort. But ask yourself if you are investing enough time in getting to know other people, if you're allowing enough options to be open, enough channels to be open in order for you to meet other people, or if you're a little bit closed off and if you use your work sometimes as like an excuse to not go out or not put yourself out there because you're constantly saying how you're busy and you have lots of tasks and different projects that you need to catch up on. I can definitely see here in the Knight of Diamonds that I get this notion of you being very ambitious in the earthly realm, but also attracting an earth sign into your life during the month of August. The Knight of Diamonds is basically the Knight of Earth because the suit of diamonds corresponds to the element of earth, in case you didn't know that, group number 1. So we're speaking Taurus, Virgo, as well as Capricorn. This person is very young, ambitious. They still have their career and their professional life ahead of them, and they're shaping it into what they desire. They're shaping it into what fulfills them. But nevertheless, I can see a lot of mature and very wise energy that is present in your love life, group number 1, which is awesome because the Knight of Diamonds is not just young and fun and adventurous and wanting to try new things, but they do also have this sense of maturity and wisdom that not a lot of people in their position have. So they are an old soul. They are someone who is wise beyond their years, and chances of meeting this person is high for you during the month of August, group number 1. So next up we have the bread as well as the flute that's popping up. I can see here in the bread that you have a period of prosperity as well as abundance coming for you in August. Thank God, because you know the overspending really had me worried for a little moment, group number 1. So do know here in the bread that you're not eating crumbs, honey. No, you have the entire loaf of bread that is ready for you to grab, to snatch during the month of August. But I do see here in the flute that there is going to be disappointment in a friend or a lover. So see this in conjunction to the Knight of Diamonds as a sign for what to look out for, but also do know here that disappointment in a friend, for example, may be the exact reason why you are getting this connection of the Knight of Diamonds, because that friend is going to be replaced by the lover, or that friend may not be happy for you, may not want you to be in a romantic relationship. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, group number 1, when I say that some friends would rather have you single and ready to mingle with them and spend time with them than be in a happy, fulfilled relationship, even if they know that that is what you desire. You know, sometimes selfishness can take over. I can see here in the club that someone will try to make you do something against your will, and again, it could be a friend or a family member who is like pressuring you to spend more time with them and therefore neglect your love life and your opportunities in your love life and what is here with the Knight of Diamonds available for you. So see this as a sign and know that you have received this within your reading for a reason, group number 1, and look out for this behavior so that you can avoid it. Furthermore, we have the bell. So in the bell, I can see that there will be an announcement that has to be made, possibly an announcement of you just saying that you need space from this person who is trying to intrude into your love life and mess with it. And I can see here in the haystack that karma is at play. So whatever that person has sown, they are going to reap. So you don't have to get angry at anyone who's trying to come in between you and you living your best life in love. Group number 1, karma is going going to take over that responsibility for you. So don't get mad, don't get even, don't try to do anything to show that person what reciprocity is all about. Make sure that you keep your karma and your energetic vibes clean. Know that the universe has your back, and that anyone who puts out really negative energy is most likely going to sow that as well. Next up, we have the bridge. So in the bridge, I can see that you will successfully overcome this situation in August. Yes, it may feel a little bit messy, a little bit energetically draining, and you may be worried about the outcome with your relationship, both platonic as well as romantic. But I do want you to know here, group number 1 in the bridge, that you're going to find a way to get over the situation and to get to the other side unharmed. Let's move a little further into your reading to see what else is coming for you. We have the Sunstone. So in the Sunstone, I can tell here that you're going to take a lot of pleasure in your job and everything. Well, I wanted to say the things that you do, group number 1, but you get what I mean. Your job, your professional life, everything that makes you feel like you have purpose, that's going to really light you up and energetically hype you up. And I do see here in the Jade that being the bigger person is the result of this situation with this friend, with this acquaintance who is trying to steal you away from feeling fulfilled in love. And that's a real thing. Like, a lot of friends or family members, they will never admit to it, but they low-key don't like when you're preoccupied, when you're happy, when you're in a romantic relationship that fulfills you. And this is something to really look out for. Like, they can be the best friend, the best mother, the best sister or brother ever, but they may still not want to see you in that romantic relationship for whatever reason, which is often a reflection of their own trauma and experiences. Next, we have the Chrysocolla. So you will be able to start fresh and resolve the situation. So starting on a fresh slate, or just overall giving your love life the space that it needs to recover and breathe, so that you're not continuing to sabotage your love just because of someone who maybe is in a relationship themselves but doesn't want to see you in that position. Then last but not least, group number 1 in these smoky quartz, I see that letting it go is a message that you just need to hear during the first part of your reading before you move on to your zodiac signs prediction. Let go of any grudges that you may be holding. Let go of any negative feelings. Remind yourself, in conjunction to the haystack, that karma is going to do its job. You will reap what you have sown. The universe doesn't make a difference whether you're a good person who has done something that is bad. You know, if you've done something that's bad, that's how it is, and that's the type of energy that you will ultimately attract back in one way, shape, or form. So in these smoky quartz, let it go. As we spoke about in the Jade, be the bigger person. That is the healthiest thing that you can do for yourself, your love life, and just overall your progress moving forward, group number 1. So this is the reading that I initially have received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Go down below into the description box as well as to the pinned comment in the comment section, so you can click your zodiac sign and fast forward to the ultra personal part of your reading and receive additional information in form of a part 2 of your reading. So I truly hope that this resonated and that you enjoyed it. Leave a little sun emoji down below if it did, and I'll catch you over during your zodiac signs prediction. Hello, group number 2. So you chose the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck as well as the white Aragonite. Let's do a quick close-up of the crystal of your choice so you can get acquainted with what it looks like as well as its vibration and energy. There we go. This is the beautiful white Aragonite. Such a gorgeous crystal. Let's move into your reading in order to figure out exactly what's coming towards your love life during the month of August, shall we, group number 2? Let's get into it. First up, we have the waning gibbous 6. So group number 2, in wisdom, I can definitely see here that you're applying knowledge that you have gathered over the last months and years, and you're using that in order to create a love life that you desire. So if in the past, for example, you have wanted a relationship and you have noticed that people who kind of evade questions about where the connection is going end up never working in your favor, and those connections never end up being connections that are healthy for you, you are kind of seeing these red flags as signs to already stay away from those types of people early on in the connection and the relationship. I can see here in the waxing crescent 4 that you're doing so from a place of self-love. So group number 2, you're coming to a point during the month of August where you're like, wait, hold up. Why do I keep allowing certain people to walk all over me? Why do I keep allowing certain people to waste my time, my energy, my frequency? So that is where I can see, in conjunction to the waning gibbous 6, that you're really growing in knowledge and wisdom when it comes to love and how the game of love goes. As like cringy as it sounds to a lot of people, love truly is a game, and it is about power. It is about controlling other people's emotions, and I can see that you're properly just able to not play the game with them, but be able to see and realize when you have such a person in the vicinity of your heart and not allow them to come too close. And it's coming from a place of respecting and loving yourself. Next up, we have the waning crescent 3. So rather than getting angry, I can see that you're just surrendering to any feelings that are coming up about past abuse or toxic relationships that were in your life, and you're just allowing yourself to feel those feels, group number 2. And this is something that shows again how much maturity is present in and around you and how much you care about yourself, because you're not fighting it, you're not causing friction or any extra hurt or pain. You're simply letting yourself experience and feel and notice and understand. Furthermore, in the waxing gibbous 4, I can see that things are changing for you, my beautiful group 2s, because now you have the willpower to stand up for yourself. Now you are truly convinced of your worthiness and what it is that you deserve and what you're not going to put yourself through anymore. And this is definitely something that shines through very brightly during the month of August. So other people are going to undeniably notice how there's a shift in how much BS that you're taking, and the amount is 0, group number 2. Furthermore, we have a clockwork pumpkin. So in the clockwork pumpkin, I can see here that you're going to have an amazing epiphany, almost like an aha moment at the right time when talking to someone who may be a romantic interest during the month of August. So you're going to have that click moment, that moment of enlightenment where you're like, hold up, I have experienced this before. I know what kind of place that this person is in. And not to say that people can't change, or that players or people who have gone through a lot of different partners romantically can't change and all of a sudden be faithful, but they have to be in a certain place in their life, right? If they are in a place of still wanting to have fun, to let loose, it's not to judge them, but it's to ensure that you see that and you realize that they're in that stage of their life of maybe playing with other people's emotions and not noticing what the consequences are, that they have not outgrown it yet. So not to insert yourself into such a person's life or into such a person's type of like target line, if you will. So that is one thing that I can see in the clockwork pumpkin, that your radar is going off now. You see red immediately when you notice that you have someone who is emotionally immature before you. Next, we have the dried flower fairy, and you're going to look back at memories of past relationships that didn't properly work out, actually with like, you know, smiling and a little tear in the corner of your eyes, but not feeling any type of negative emotional way about it, not charging any of your experiences with negative emotion that is just not worth it. Because those experiences shaped who you are today. Those experiences made you wise for the future. Those experiences taught you valuable lessons that you can now use moving forward in your love life. So going forward is a big part of your journey in August, group number 2. This is something that is confirmed by the universe that we literally just spoke about. So you receiving the going forward card is not a surprise. Let's see what else is up for you. So healing chaos is something that I would say we've briefly kind of touched upon. You being okay with what has transpired in the past in your love life, because you know that you needed all those experiences to become the wise and self-loving person that you are today, group number 1. So no hurt feelings, rather than hurt feelings and like a storm of emotions that are negatively charged. You're trying to heal the chaos. You're trying to work through it and understand what happened, understand what type of journey that certain people were on who hurt you, and to be able to discern and distinguish others who are on that same path before you let them too close to you. Here in the fan, I can see like romance, celebration, and party, group number 2. That is what the fan stands for, which is awesome because so far in your reading, we have healing, we have growth, self-love, wisdom, a moment of enlightenment. And I do see here in the fan that this is something that makes you very much like celebrated, that allows for other people to feel super invited by your energy, because who doesn't want to be around someone who is strong, independent, loves themselves, and doesn't take any bad behavior from no one. That is one thing that I can see here in the fan, that there is confidence around and that you're on the right path, group number 2. That is confirmed by the arrow. So you are on the right path regarding this aspect in your life, regarding your love life. So if you have been asking yourself if you're on the right track or right path, group 2, this is the confirmation that you need. You are in fact on the right track in your love life. Furthermore, in the beetle, good fortune is coming towards you, which is something that is, of course, always amazing to receive and hear within your reading, group number 2. Reading a little more deeply into the beetle, I want you to know that this good fortune is coming from a place of you processing the past and having like good memories of the past. Even if you were with a toxic person before or love didn't work out, you're thinking of all of the times where you felt special, where things did feel nice and things did work out. So you're just kind of keeping the good memories that you've had. And this is something that's creating more good fortune, because on an energetic level, you are vibrating on this frequency of I am love and I am accepting and I embrace the experiences that I've had, which is only going to trigger more of the positive experiences that you're thinking of. I can see here in the empty chair, someone leaving your life does have a lot to do with the wisdom. It has a lot to do with your aha moment, and maybe even like giving someone an ultimatum or asking them like, hey, what do you want out of this relationship? It's important for me to know. And not receiving like a clear answer may just kind of like trigger you to call them out. So that may cause the reaction of that person to leave your life, because they can tell like you're not one to be played. You're not one who is going to take nasty behavior or any type of player behavior when it comes to your heart. Next up, we have the chrysoprase. So in the chrysoprase, allow yourself to receive. Don't forget that even though you're learning to discern and almost have like this radar sense, this radar recognition of people who aren't healthy for you emotionally and spiritually, still allow yourself to receive new people and new lovers. Don't shut others out just because you have been hurt in the past, or you feel like protecting your heart a lot more than usual. As I can see here in the Aragonite, that finding a way to truly forgive is what August is about, in conjunction to past lovers and past relationships for you, group number 2. So put in like a real effort to forgive and to get over past hurt and what others may have done to you in love, romantically, in the past that might have upset you. So last but not least, let's pull a postcard for you, group number 2. We have the Hidden Treasure postcard. So let's see what it has to say. Group number 2. Dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built, yes? A good, solid foundation, and yet flexibility too in case of earthquakes. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it is built from a solid base, whether it be an idea that takes form one step at a time or an actual house that needs a sturdy foundation dug, poured, and built. We want to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see this is true in your life at this time. Celebrate the fact that right now you can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly, as well as do a general site check to ensure your hard work is being well supported. Do this and know you are building your life on a perfect and sound foundation that will allow you to welcome the many miracles waiting to come to visit. We're so happy for you and so intrigued by what you're building. So these are the last postcard messages of the first part of your reading, group number 2. I hope that you enjoyed this part of your reading and found it insightful. Leave a little beetle emoji down below in the comment section if this is part 1 that you chose. Now head over to clicking your zodiac signs prediction and I'll catch you over there. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Carnelian in conjunction to the Crystals, the Stone Oracle deck. So let's do a quick close-up of the crystal that you chose, just so you can get acquainted with its energy, vibration, and frequency. This is the beautiful fiery red Carnelian, and right on the top of your deck, we have the Carnelian as well. So let's see what this stone has to say right off the bat about your love life during the month of August. So the Carnelian is a beautiful, fiery, energetically laden stone that helps you ward off insecurities. This is a stone for anyone who needs to inject some passion and confidence into their life and infuse their creativity as well as their sex drive with a little bit more energy, group number 3. So let's move further into your reading. Next up, we have the Magnesite. So the Magnesite is all about getting your mind right and all about getting focused again. This is for people who are highly intellectual, people who like to read, who like to learn. So this is a stone that has come into your reading in conjunction to the Carnelian to remind you that there is also always help available on an intellectual level, to not feel like if you're unhappy with your body or unhappy with how you feel when you're intimate with another person, that there is just no help or no one to talk to, or it's something to be embarrassed about. There is a lot of books, there's tons of literature on how you can make yourself feel more confident in your body, even if your clothes are off, even if you're with another person, whether you're highly experienced or really inexperienced and new to a topic. There is so much on the internet. There's so many resources that you can go and read and inform yourself through in order to create more confidence. Next up, we have the 7 of Diamonds. So group number 3 in the 7 of Diamonds, I do see that when it comes to your time and the earthly realms, you're just kind of trekking along in your career, which makes for a good amount of time for love during the month of August. And because your career is in a place where you know what to expect, where you're kind of sure of what's coming next, and you kind of have a good idea of how you can overcome the next obstacle, conquer the next challenges, I can definitely see that this may lead to overthinking romantically. This may lead to overthinking about your relationship status. I do see here in the 7 of Cups that you prefer not too many choices, because when you have a heap of different possibilities, it gets confusing, it just gets too much. And in the 7 of Cups, I see that this is something that you may have felt in conjunction to resources about love as well. So maybe different dating apps and different ways to meet new people. It may just be that there's so many different apps that you get so intimidated by the vast number of apps that are out there, vast number of different ways and platforms to meet other people, that you never actually get to meeting someone because you're just so intimidated and there's way too much going on to begin with. I can see here in the Strength card, as well as the Queen of Cups that popped right out of the pile, that you have to remind yourself of who you are, group number 3. You are stronger than this. Just having too many options, it's a good problem to have. And I can see here in the Queen of Cups that feeling overwhelmed or having like little mini mental breakdowns are things that you're going through during the month of August when it comes to your love life. Again, this is the reason why you felt so drawn to the Carnelian. You may have just liked the look of this crystal, but I can definitely also see for you, group number 3, that you need its fiery, passionate energy, that you need this energy of the Carnelian that is very kind of unapologetic, that is very out there, and that does not need to have a reason to claim space. It just takes up space. It just puts its energy out there. Next up, we have the Carnelian again. Group number 3. Can you believe this? The Carnelian again from this Daily Crystal Inspiration Oracle deck. The Carnelian is about feeding your creativity, getting creative on how you can become more confident and more comfortable in your body, especially the areas of your body and your sensual being that you're not so comfortable with. So do know here that this reading laden with Carnelian energy does show that you would probably greatly benefit from having an actual Carnelian in your life, group number 3. I'll leave the link to one down below in the description box. Feel free to check that out. There are big Carnelians such as this one, little ones that come in chakra sets. Carnelian is your stone, group number 3. Let's move further into your reading in order to see what else is here for you. We have the cane. So in the cane, you're being called to pay attention to your health, especially during the month of August in conjunction to your love life. Pay attention to your mental health and pay attention to ensuring that you're not being intimate with anyone without properly knowing them or being sure that this is a healthy encounter for you. Next up, we have the perched bird. So in the perched bird, I can see here that waiting for a text, a message, a call is something that's coming for you during the month of August. And that's maybe also why you feel very like overwhelmed, because when you do get yourself to a place where you are talking to someone who is a romantic interest, you may really hyper focus on one person because you don't want to have too much going on all at the same time. So in the perched bird, this may lead you to feel like you're waiting for a text back from that one person, which group number 3, remind yourself if you're ever doubtful or you're like, oh, why isn't this person texting me back? Don't ever overthink it and ask yourself what they're doing, what they're up to. Just distract yourself with something that fuels your creative juices. And if you don't hear back from them during an appropriate amount of time, it is not a crime to move on, to talk to someone else. Don't waste your time, group number 3. That's a mistake that far too many people make. They stay like this perched bird, waiting for a letter, waiting for a message, a call, something, when the other person has long moved on and not even had the decency to communicate that. So do know here that if there is no commitment involved, then you also do not have the responsibility to wait or waste your time on someone who isn't getting back to you in a timely manner. I can see here in the turkey that you just need to realize when someone is, quite frankly speaking, behaving stupidly, is behaving in a very dumb or unnecessarily taxing way. And with unnecessarily taxing, I mean unnecessarily taxing to your emotions. They know what they're doing. They know that ghosting isn't cute. It isn't cool. Nobody likes that. So someone behaving that way in August, just move on. Don't overthink it, and don't start reflecting upon whether this has anything to do with you or how attractive that you are, group number 3. There's a reason why you have so much Carnelian energy, why you have this strong energy of being unapologetic that's present within your reading, ready to pump you and hype you up to a point where you feel so confident that you don't sweat it. You don't overthink anyone else's behavior. Next up, we have the Lepidolite. So in the Lepidolite, you may still dream about someone even way after the encounter, way after you've broken up or you've realized that it's not going anywhere. They may still appear in your dreams, but contrary to popular belief, group number 3, this doesn't mean that you're meant to be together, that they're coming back. So don't overthink those dreams. Next up, we have the Sunstone. So in the Sunstone, I can see here that taking pleasure in the things that you do, again, a very like fiery stone. We definitely have a color theme for you, group number 3, within your stones. They're all very warm, fiery types of colors. In the Sunstone, I can see that having fun with everything that is creative, everything that brings you out of your comfort zone artistically is definitely what's going to give you peace of mind and calmness during the month of August when you're overthinking your love life. Next, in the Appetite, getting out of your comfort zone is an important one in conjunction to the Sunstone in order to create a good balance between feeling really passionate, feeling like getting things done, but also understanding that it's essential and important for you to not just stick to what you know, but also explore some new things as well. I can see in the Temperance card that you might be tempted to go back to an ex, or an ex might reach out to you. I can see that within the Perched Bird as well as the Strength card, that you're going to have to be strong, say no, stay away from the person, especially if you know that the relationship didn't serve you in the past and may have been really hurtful or toxic or undermining of your value, your worth, and the love that you gave them. I do see here in the Five of Cups that it's almost like the wound is being ripped back open when someone tries to come into your life who took you for granted in the past, and it's like, why are you coming back now? Like, if you didn't want me then, you can't have me now. You can't all of a sudden make everything go away now. Like, I have worked too hard to go back to you. That is one thing that I can see in Temperance as well as the Five of Cups. We have the Strength card show up for you again, group number 3. What are the odds? This Tattoo Tarot deck has 78 cards, as well as my Gentle Heart Tarot deck also has 78 cards, and you received the Strength card twice out of all of these tarot card possibilities. So I do want you to know here in the Strength card that being fierce, being strong is definitely something that is present for you during the month of August when it comes to love, and not taking any shady behavior from anybody. Furthermore, group number 3, do know that my Gentle Heart Tarot deck has the 2nd edition that is most likely going to be out around the time this video is published. So if you're interested in that, the link is down below. But group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you for your part 1. I hope that it resonated and that you enjoyed it. Leave a flame emoji down below to let me and others know that you're pumped, you're fired up, and you're stepping into your personal strength. So now make sure that you click your zodiac sign in order to receive your zodiac signs August singles prediction, and I'll catch you over there. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Orange Calcite as well as the Good Tarot deck. So let me show you a quick close-up of the crystal of your choice. This is the Orange Calcite. I just love how radiant it is, and it really reminds me of sunshine. But let's move into your reading in order to figure out exactly what's coming towards your love life during the month of August, group number 4. So first up, we have the 10 of Fire. So in the 10 of Fire, group number 4, I can see here that you're finishing off projects, and you're also coming to conclusions about people who you're romantically interested in. So you are making a decision about any relationship or situationship that's in your life, deciding whether you're keeping it in your life or whether you're moving on without said person and said relationship. Next up, we have the 7 of Fire. So I see independence and you not being afraid to walk alone, if that means that that's the only way that you're going to feel respected and loved in the fashion that you desire. So in the 7 of Fire, I see you taking a leap of faith and trying something even if it's against all odds. So the 7 of Fire does show me that you're connected to your intuition, and this is something that is serving you in love, group number 4, and something that other people admire you 4, because of your inner strength and you not being afraid to take a leap and walk away from a relationship that just doesn't vibe or sit well with you. Next up, we have the World. So group number 4 in the World, I do want you to know here that this is the most favorable card of the tarot. This is a card that shows fulfillment, an awesome culmination. So I do want you to know here in the World that this card showing up within your reading is a very positive foreshadowing of what is to come in your love life, and the fact that you are going to end up leaving August feeling happy, feeling as though your love life is in a good place, and feeling as though you took the leap of faith for a good reason and that you've been successful at moving forward. We have a lot of fire energy because now we have the 9 of Fire. These are minor arcana cards, the 10 of Fire, the 7 of Fire, as well as the 9 of Fire. The World belongs to the major arcana, so there is no suit that goes with the World, but I do want you to know that all of these fire cards correspond traditionally to the suit of Wands, which represents Leos, Aries, as well as Sagittariuses. So I do want you to know here in the 9 of Fire that new ideas can be conceived, as well as new relationships, romantically speaking. And the fact that you're so fearless and courageous and ready to put yourself out there, that is definitely something that is going to be reflected in the success of your love life, and lots of unexpected things coming towards you that are all going to contribute to your happiness and your fulfillment. But let's move further into your reading, group number 4, shall we? Next up, we have the Hierophant. So in the Hierophant, I can see here that you're not compromising your beliefs, you're not compromising how you're feeling deep inside for any potential lover or situationship. And that is another thing that ties in beautifully with the 7 of Fire and you staying relatively rigid in your morals as well as your values. Next up, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands, as I spoke to you about with the 10, 7, and 9 of Fire, the suit of Fire in the good tarot deck is correspondent to the suit of Wands in more traditional tarot decks. Now, the King of Wands is a fire sign, so I see that you're getting all prepped up, heated up for this fire sign to enter your life, group number 4, or to have the possibility and option to enter your life. The King of Wands is someone who is most likely older than you, who understands what they want out of life, someone who is very mature and who isn't afraid to voice their opinion. They're also someone who can be very impulsive and who can be almost like very aggressive in this masculine sense of saying what it is that they think, getting what they want, and not being afraid to have to fight for justice or fight for what is right. That is one thing that I can see here within the King of Wands. So this person coming into your life, group number 4, is definitely a possibility that I don't want to go unnoticed within your reading. So take notes, group number 4. This person, as I mentioned, is older, has a lot of fire sign energy. So if you're seeing someone or you're in a situationship, ask them what their birth chart is like if you can, okay, if you don't feel like it's inappropriate, and that will give you a good clue whether they are this King of Wands person or they are in fact someone else. Next, we have the 4 of Coins. So group 4, in the 4 of Coins, I can see here that when it comes to your job, you are definitely a little bit worried, and you're definitely in a space where you're maybe holding on to money, earthly abundance a little too tightly, or you're saving in the wrong places. Like, for example, buying shoes that are really, really cheap, but then having to replace them shortly thereafter because the quality just isn't there, rather than investing in like a medium priced piece of clothing that has a really high standard of quality, and therefore like almost making an error when it comes to your spending. So I can definitely see here in the 4 of Coins that for some reason when it comes to money, you are a little bit uptight during the month of August. Then we have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands is a card that has already showed up in conjunction here to the 10 of Fire. This is basically the same card, just from a different tarot deck with a different type of suit, because in case you didn't know, group number 4, different tarot decks use different types of symbols to portray their suits. So I do want you to know here in the 10 of Wands, the King of Wands, the 10 of Fire, the 9 of Fire, the 7 of Fire, that all of this fire sign energy shows that there is a lot of passion that's present, so it may get very heated for you during the month of August. I wouldn't be surprised if you feel really hot and bothered during the month of August, group number 4, and if that is something that, you know, contributes to your feeling of just being in your sensual zone and understanding your body, but also being really attractive. I can see in the 10 of Wands as well as the 10 of Fire that it's like a done deal with the King of Wands, of you feeling your best, of you feeling outgoing and like trying new things romantically. So the King of Wands is someone who is here ready to come into your life if you allow them to, but you can of course also choose to shut them out, group number 4, depending on what it is that you're going through. Next up, we have Wonders. So I do see in conjunction to the 4 of Coins as well as the Hierophant that you want to focus more on the realm of the unseen, on detaching yourself from material things and material things having like a strong hold over you. You don't want to identify yourself anymore with certain brands or certain practices that brands display, such as, you know, very unethical fashion, unethical foods, unethical things in general. You're trying to ensure that you're aligning yourself with what matches your morals and your values at the core. I can see here in Healing Chaos that any type of love triangle or difficult romantic situation can be healed and can be brought to a place where everything is cool again and you feel like you're under control. So if you've had multiple people that you've been speaking to, or there have been multiple people trying to reach out to you and trying to get with you, group number 4, I do want you to know here that it will all boil down to one person who is represented in the King of Wands and has this strong fire sign energy. Next up, we have the Voyage. Keep in mind here that you do not have to be with this King of Wands person. If it doesn't feel like the right time for you, know that they're here, they're present at your disposal. You can reach out to them, you can explore your love life with them, but it's not like a must, group number 4. So do know here in the Voyage that you also have a lot of time to just spend by yourself and figure out what you want to do next, plan upcoming trips, upcoming events, upcoming things that you would like to do. As I do see here in Freedom that there are not going to be any ties that are super constricting during the month of August. So you're not going to be getting into a very serious relationship. You're not going to be getting engaged or tying the knot or anything that makes you really connected to another person, or anything that means that you are bound to another person. You're keeping your freedom and your cards pretty open and free. And that's not because you don't have the option to connect in that way, but it's more because it just doesn't seem so fitting. Because one thing that I can see throughout all of these fire elements within your reading is that you're more focused on having fun, on letting things be hot and steamy, rather than taking everything so seriously. Next up, we have the Lapis Lazuli. So in the Lapis Lazuli, I do see you making the decision to consciously be involved with this person, making the decision to consciously be involved with someone who makes you feel good about your body and your existence as a whole, group number 4. So you're taking a risk, you're taking a leap, because when you decide to set your mind on something, of course, if you don't accomplish it, it can feel almost like really embarrassing. But I can see here in the Lapis Lazuli that whatever you put your mind to romantically during the month of August is going to be successful and come to fruition. I see that in the 10 of Fire as well as the 10 of Wands, because the number 10 is a number of completion and the number 9 is similar to 10, close to completion, just that last little bit of power, that last little bit of strength that is needed in order to just tip the scale over to you feeling as though you have everything that you need romantically, and you can enjoy August and start September on a completely fresh note. Next up, we have the Aragonite. So in the Aragonite, I do see you being able to release more emotional baggage as well as any fears or worries that you've had had from the past and past relationships, because your confidence is going to be strengthened during the month of August, because it's like your confidence is on a whole new level. Group number 4, if you've ever like worn your favorite outfit to somewhere and you just felt like your entire day turned around because of that, or your entire sense of confidence and sense of feeling good about yourself just completely shifted, that is the type of vibe that I get for you here in the Aragonite in conjunction to August and your love life, group number 4. So do know here in the Aragonite that releasing your emotional baggage, releasing anything that was holding you back in the past, is something that will leave you feeling more free, a lot lighter, and like you've got this. You've got whatever comes towards you in love. So group number 4, this is a reading that I received for you, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section what hit home. Leave a little unicorn emoji for me and your fellow brothers and sisters who chose group number 4, and I'll catch you over in your zodiac signs prediction. Hello, all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to the zodiac inspired part of your reading. So you may ask yourself, what is going on here? So we're going to be using my Divine Guidance Tarot and Oracle board. All of the links are in the description box for you to check out. I have the guidebook right here because each one of these spaces has a particular meaning. So we're going to go according to my Divine Guidance playing board. So let's get straight into it, shall we? Let's see what else is coming towards your love life during the month of August. So space 1 to 4 is your foundation. Number 1 stands for current opportunities, and we received the star, all of my Aries babies. So in the star, I can see hope. I can see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to your love life, as well as an increase in your happiness and satisfaction with your love life. Next up, space number 2 speaks of current obstacles, and in the Ten of Swords, I can see that you get in your head too much, all of my beautiful Aries babies. I can see that part of your divine guidance for your love life during the month of August is to try not to allow intrusive, negative, unwanted, unnecessary thoughts to take over in your mind and to make you feel as though your love life is maybe hopeless or never going to go in the right direction for you. Furthermore, we have the Devil reversed, which is about to go into the 3rd space, and the 3rd space stands for your available tools. So the Devil reversed, being a representation of the available tools to you, does show that you are able to use your looks, your energy, everything that makes you attractive and seductive in order to turn things around. So of course, in the Ten of Swords, if you're kind of like undermining how attractive that you truly are, of course you're going to get in your head, and that is something that may affect your love life negatively. But I can see here in the Devil reverse that just with a little bit of extra belief in yourself and how attractive that you truly are, the quicker you'll be able to turn things around. So space 4 stands for your natural advantages. I can see here in the Page of Crystals reversed that the fact that you're somebody who is practical, humble, and down to earth, this is something that is a big advantage for you, that puts you ahead of the curve, ahead of the game romantically, and that a lot of people really like about you. Furthermore, the Page of Crystals reversed can also stand for a friend, someone close to you who you feel always has your back and who truly is always there to uplift you and remind you of how amazing that you are, all my beautiful Aries babies. Next up, the 7 of Coins is your wake-up call for space 5, your wake-up call, your divine intervention. So I can see here in the 7 of Coins that the realization that time is something that is so finite and that you have wasted time in the past overthinking about love, overthinking about someone maybe not contacting you, not texting you back, ghosting you, cheating on you, just behaving in a way that made you overthink and made you spend a lot of time contemplating why they did what it is that they did. I can see that this is a big wake-up call to you, realizing and coming to to the conclusion that, wow, I spent so much time overthinking, I spent so much time worrying about what someone else did that I maybe missed out on truly living and enjoying my own life. That is what I see in the 7 of coins. Next up, for space number 6, which corresponds to the changes coming your way, we have judgment. So all my beautiful little Aries babies, in judgment, I can see that rather than judging yourself or being really mean to yourself about how your love life has progressed or what has transpired in the past, what you've wasted time on when it comes to love, you are actually moving away from that and reminding yourself that everyone makes mistakes, and even the most attractive, most successful people have been played, have been ghosted, have made mistakes in their love life. They've maybe married someone who wasn't for them. They've maybe trusted or confided in someone who in the end backstabbed them and wasn't truly there for them the way that they should have been. So not being so hard on yourself is a big one here in judgment. Next up, for number 7, we have the King of Coins. Now, the field 7 stands for potential opportunities. The King of Coins, all of my beautiful Aries, is an opportunity coming into your love life, okay? An earth sign coming into your love life, an opportunity to create love that is lasting and love that you can tell really makes sense, because you're both putting in a good amount of time. You're both putting in mutual amounts of resources, because I can definitely see here in the King of Coins that in the past you may have put in a lot more time, energy, and effort into relationships where you weren't given the same back, where really you weren't valued the way you should have been valued. But I can definitely see that there are some changes coming here in conjunction to your love life and how you handle situations with other people who are maybe being a little stingy. Next up, we have the 8 of Coins. The 8 of Coins going into field 8. How fitting is that? So number 8 stands for new connections. And in the 8 of Coins, I can see here that being this person who is unapologetically going to take time, unapologetically going to draw lines of how much they're willing to compromise and up to what point they can comfortably compromise and what they're absolutely not going to compromise on. I can definitely see that this is going to increase your standing in your career, in your professional life. And this is a love reading, but I can definitely see that the way that you act in your love life and the discernment that you display in love in your private life is definitely something that is going to kind of bleed over into your career and rear its head there. So the more you're able to set boundaries and say, hey, these are my limits, these are my expectations, and no, they are not too high, the more other people at your work are also going to realize, like, hey, this person didn't come to play. Next up, we have the green corn moon. With the green corn moon and the new focal points that you have here for number 9, I can see that patience is the new focus during the month of August for you. Being patient with love, not falling head over heels in love with anyone before you're sure that it is truly a healthy relationship, a relationship that has potential, and just overall giving things time and a little bit more space to breathe before you like set your mind to anything. Next up, we have the waxing gibbous 3, which I can see here in number 10, which stands for the outcome, which is going to be that you have set some healthy boundaries. You have set some healthy boundaries in August as the outcome, meaning that you are going to be able to truly say to other people, like, hey, this is what I deserve, and no, I'm not going to lower my standards for you. If anything, I will continue to raise my standards, and my boundaries end where standards get too low for me to be happy with, because I'm going to keep my standards high, and I'm unafraid to embrace that. I'm unafraid to say that out loud and proud that I do have standards and that I will set boundaries. So that is what I see here in the number 10 as outcome for you, all of my beautiful Aries babies. So this is the zodiac portion of your reading that I received for you. you. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you like this new, fresh approach using my board, which is a great way to help create a reading. I have all of the links down below. I have 3 different types of boards that I have created with the help of my amazing illustrator, Anna, who brought my idea to life. But anyways, all my beautiful Aries, this is your June singles prediction. I hope you liked it and that you're staying safe, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all of my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to your August singles love life prediction. So you may ask yourself, what exactly is going on here? This is my newly developed divine guidance board where you can use tarot as well as oracle cards in order to create readings and receive divine guidance. Each one of these numbers corresponds to a meaning. So I want to move straight into the reading in order to see what's awaiting all of my beautiful Taurus babies. First and foremost, we have the King of Coins. So in the King of Coins, which is part of your foundation, 1 through 4, number 1 corresponds to the current opportunities. I can see you, all of my beautiful Taurus babies. The King of Coins is the king of the earth, the king of earth signs, because the suit of coins corresponds to the element of earth, in case you didn't know that. So having the King of Coins show up right at the beginning of your reading, and also being right on the first field, which corresponds to your current opportunities, I can see that you have so much growth that lies before you, all of my beautiful Taurus babies, and so much that you can improve on yourself, so much that you can blossom into. So I can definitely see that in conjunction to your love life, you're thriving during the month of August, and you're taking loads of steps forward. Next up, we have the High Priestess. So all of my beautiful Tauruses, in the High Priestess in conjunction to field number 2, which corresponds to your current obstacles, I can see here that the shift or the difference between the earthly realm as well as the spiritual realm can be a little bit conflicting, especially with love. On one hand, of course, you want someone who is self-sufficient, who is successful, but on the other hand, you don't want someone who is so encompassed with earthly things, with wearing certain brands, with making certain amounts of money, with living in a certain area code, that they're just completely aloof or completely blind to the spiritual realm, to the unseen, and to how unimportant material things can actually be. So that is where I can see that there is a little bit of an obstacle as corresponds to the number 2. So now let's look at number 3. And number 3 stands for available tools at your disposal. I can see here in the 8 of Swords that definitely speaking up during your conversations with potential lovers, potential romantic partners, that goes without say, but I do also want you to know here in the 8 of Swords that an available tool for you here for number 3 is also to remain very open-minded and to remind yourself of how far that you have come on your spiritual journey. And if you can come this far in your life and grow and mature to this extent, then so can somebody else, especially someone who is romantically interested in you or who you could see a potential future with. So in space number 4, we have natural advantages for you. And I can see here in the 7 of Cups, all of my beautiful Tauruses, that you are truly an attractive one in August. A lot of people wish that they could have a little bite of you, all of my beautiful Taurus babies. A lot of people find you extremely attractive in August. So you may have more than one person who is interested in you, more than one person who is hitting you up in your DMs, trying to get closer to you and trying to see where this relationship can go, where they can take the connection with you. That is one thing that I can see in the 7 of Cups that is a natural advantage, you know, space 4 here, that allows you to really feel like, wow, I'm on fire and I have tons of options. That's what the 7 of Cups stands for. Next up, for space number 5, we have your wake-up call, your divine intervention, which is the waning gibbous 1. This corresponds to self-reflection and reminding yourself that you're more than just your body. You're more than what other people say about you, and that you truly are one of a kind. You do not have to decide all in one go who you would like to be with, who you would like to spend the rest of your life with. You have options, and it's okay for you to not know. It's okay for you to need time for reflection. All that you have to make sure that you do is that you communicate that with whoever it is that you're seeing, all my beautiful Tauruses, that while love is here abundantly, and you're definitely having a month where other people find you highly attractive, and more people than usual are trying to get your number, trying to get closer to you, trying to hit you up and be with you. Don't get conceited about it, and remain as humble as we all know you beautiful Tauruses are. Next up, we have the fluorite, which is going into space number 6, which stands for changes coming your way. So I can see here in the fluorite that a big change that comes through this self-reflection in connectivity to your love life, and reflecting on what it was like when you were interested in someone or in love with someone and they rejected you or didn't notice you, or they seemed pretty cocky or conceited. I see that just reminding yourself of what it was like to be in that space is going to give you a good idea of how to act and how not to act with people who are now, quote unquote, at your mercy, right? Who are now at your beck and call, who are ready to fill a void for you if you invite them in. Because as already mentioned, you're having a month of superior attraction during the month of August, where a lot of other signs are going to gravitate towards you and flock towards you. So I do see here in the fluorite that not letting yourself to become too overly enthused, excited, or impressed by that is essential. Next up, we have number 7, which connects to your potential opportunities. And I can see here in the labradorite that a potential opportunity for you is to just see the magic in it and see how different people seemingly have different turns, right? Sometimes people who are more curvy are in fashion and are very attractive. Other times it was people who are naturally athletic, who naturally have curly, straight, voluminous, flat hair. I mean, there's so many different types of standards of beauty that we have gone through throughout human history, and they have varied so greatly. And even right now, we have like a mainstream type of beauty that is widely accepted, but there are so many different niches and pockets within society, so many little like subdivisions of beauty, that you can find a niche and find a space for yourself where others see the magic in you, and others just see how truly glowy and beautiful that you are, even if you don't fit the standard of beauty that is mostly being portrayed by mainstream media. There are other outlets, other areas of human existence where you will be embraced fully. Next up, number 8 stands for new connections. So I can see here in the phantom quartz that embracing this change and embracing not needing approval from mainstream media or from social media is definitely something that is going to come with new connections, with you meeting new people, and with you being able to make new friends and just see what it's like to be in a society of people who are less judgmental, really. So for number 9, we have new focal points in the lepidolite. I see some interesting dreams coming towards you, all my beautiful Tauruses, and these dreams are going to make you want to recall on your dreams and to maybe write them down, keep a dream journal, keep them all in one place so you can compare dreams of like one week in August to dreams in another week, and you can see a real progression of where your dreams are going. Last but not least, in the number 10, we have the outcome of your love life in August. We see the citrine shows up for you. So the citrine is not only the stone of abundance, all my beautiful Tauruses, but it is also the stone of light. It is the stone of being in a space which is filled with warmth, as well as being in a space that is filled with care and a nurturing type of energy. So I can definitely see here in the citrine that the outcome for your love life, all of my beautiful beautiful Tauruses is going to be to have this increase in light by the end of August. So all of my beautiful Taurus babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed this format and found it interesting, fun, and insightful. Let me know down below. Leave a bull emoji to let me and your Taurus brothers and sisters know that you were here, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies of the world, and welcome to the zodiac portion of your August singles prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? Let me quickly explain. These are my new tarot and oracle card boards. This is called the Divine Guidance 10 card spread, where each and every one of these fields has a meaning, and we can work through it in order to create our reading and prediction. I have come up with this board, and it comes with a guidebook as well as a crystal pendulum. The link to this and the 2 other styles of boards is down below in the description box, but I'm using all 3 boards within this video, so feel free to check out the other boards by scrolling to other zodiac signs if you're interested in getting one of these boards for your own readings. But let's move into it now. I don't want to waste any time, all my beautiful Geminis. I want to figure out exactly what's coming towards your love life during August. So for the first space, we have the current opportunities that are available for you. I can see here in the 7 of coins, all of my beautiful Gemini babies, that opportunities available for you is an increase in time, patience, as well as earthly abundance that you can put towards finding love. And this is something that not many people have, and I can see that during August, it's going to help you in order to create a love life that you're satisfied with by putting your resources where it really matters. Next up, for space 2, we have current obstacles for you. We have the 9 of Swords. So in the 9 of Swords, I can see nightmares, I can see insomnia, just sleep patterns that aren't serving you, but also overthinking and becoming really anxious when you think about love or think about what's next, not knowing. All of these things, I would like you to note, my beautiful Geminis, are all fears that are still within you. They are fears that have not yet turned into a reality. They are all still within your head. So this is just a mental blockage that you can overcome, but nevertheless, for space 2, it is an obstacle that you're facing and an obstacle that you're going to be working on during the month of August. Next up, for number 3, we have your available tools. I can see here in the waxing crescent 1 that the most readily available tool for you during the month of August is to have an epiphany, to come to a realization, to truly find new meaning in the saying that the only thing to fear is fear itself. Because honestly, when you're afraid of something, all my beautiful Geminis, you're afraid of something that hasn't transpired yet, right? And if you look at other species, you cannot, for example, scare a cat or a dog by saying, hey, if you don't pay attention to me now, or if you don't behave now, then I'm going to evict you tomorrow, or I'm going to not give you any food tomorrow, right? You can't scare them with a fear of the future or a fear of what they've done in the past. Of course, you can scare them by teaching them that, hey, this behavior has this consequence, but it is right now in the moment. You can cause fear in another species by making them feel afraid about the unknowns in the future. And that is where I see here in the waxing crescent 1 that that's a little bit of wisdom that you can take from animals, that you can take from other living beings, that can bring you to the realization that, hey, the only thing that's really stopping me, the only thing that's truly an obstacle is overthinking. Next up, we have the waxing crescent 2, which is going to come into this natural advantages space, which is number 4. So I have my guide booklet over here where I'm reading this from. So I can see here in the waxing crescent 2 that a big part of your natural advantages is just how accepting that you are and how understanding that you are of other people's situations, what they're going through, and the fact that you don't make a difference between social class, between people's ethnic backgrounds, and all of that serves you. All of that is a big natural advantage because people can really sense that you care and that you're someone who gives other people chances. So next we have field 5, which is all about your wake-up call, your divine intervention, intervention. So for your divine intervention, I can see that it's time for a change, time to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. So all of my beautiful Geminis, this is your wake-up call. I can definitely see here that time for change is a divine intervention that you're going to feel is here, and it's not here to go anywhere, it's here to stay. You're going to feel that you inevitably have to kind of use gadgets, use your wisdom in a different way, and use technology to your advantage, not your disadvantage. So rather than comparing your love life to other people's love lives, use it in order to make your love life better, not to make you feel worse about your love life. So let's move on to field 6, which is all about changes coming your way. I can see the Queen of Cups reversed within the field 6 for you. So this could be someone with highly feminine energy, someone who is a water sign, think Scorpio, Cancerian, or Pisces, and they are in control of their emotions. They're a very kind-hearted, nurturing type of person, and they may be the one who helps you on this journey to change. I can see here for the number 7 in conjunction to the Strength card, because the number 7 corresponds to potential opportunities, and that is where I can see here in the Strength card that you're able to grow your internal strength. You're able to grow your resilience, as well as move yourself to a space mentally where you're no longer affected by fears. You're no longer affected by worrying about the future of love or worrying about whether you'll ever find love, but you're okay with whatever comes towards you and you're accepting of it. Next up, for number 8, we have the Chariot, and field 8 corresponds to new connections. So in the Chariot, I can see here that you're rapidly moving forth from any situationships or connections that are present right now, all of my Geminis, and you're moving into a completely new space, a completely new field when it comes to connections. And new connections are plentiful for you in August, but you're definitely also going to be a little bit worried about this new space and getting to know new people. But at the same time, whenever you're moving very quickly or you're just making moves in life in general, you're also always going to have this slight air of intimidation, which can, of course, cause some friction in your love life or cause for some people to feel insecure around you. Next up, we have space 9, and space 9 stands for your new focal points. I can see here in Temperance that your new focal point is going to be to kind of take a notch back, to listen more instead of talk so much, because the more that you're accomplishing, all my beautiful Geminis, the more intimidating it is for you to actually say it out loud. So I do want you to know here that it's important, in conjunction to the Temperance card, for you to not give too much information out to people who you don't know, because I can definitely see a lot of judgment coming from them. But rather than that, listen to their stories and make them feel heard, and take that slight edge off that usually makes people feel a little bit intimidated by you. I can see here in Temperance that being a new focal point of you being able to make connections, make friends, and also invite new situations into your love life is truly going to serve you and give you more of this very humble air. Next, well, last but not least, is what I meant to say. In the number 10, we have your outcome, and I can see here in the 10 of Diamonds reversed that your outcome sooner rather than later is going to be earthly abundance, is going to be all the time in the world that you need, the type of living space that you desire. So you being able to outfit wherever it is that you live the way that you want, with the furniture that you desire. Earthly abundance meaning, for example, a new car, a new living space that makes you feel really happy and content with your life, and just overall, you know, the time to invest in love sooner rather than later. So all of my beautiful Geminis, this is your August prediction, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and love this new format. Let me know down below in the comment section. Leave a little coin emoji down below in the comment section, and I will catch you in one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Cancerians of the world, and welcome to your August love life prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? So I have my newly developed Divine Guidance 10 card spread, which we're going to be using to create your love life reading. This works for tarot as well as oracle cards, and I have the guide booklet right next to me. All of the links to this board that helps you create spreads are down below in the description box, but I want to get straight into your reading, not talk about my new boards. So let's get straight into it, all my beautiful Cancerians. So space 1 stands for current opportunities that are present in your love life. So I can see here in Justice that balance, that is a current opportunity that is here for August for all of my beautiful Cancerians. Finding new balance in your love life where you don't feel like you're the one who's giving more time, effort, money, love into a relationship, but where you feel like you're getting exactly the same back that you're putting in. And this is frequently kind of like a difficulty for Cancerians because you're nurturing, you want to give as much as you can, and when you don't receive it in return, of course this would make anyone feel rejected or feel like the balance is missing. So I can definitely see here that the opportunity next is to create more balance and to ensure that you receive what you put into the relationship back at some point as well. Next up, field 2 stands for current obstacles. I can see here in the Knave of Coins, okay, could there be some sort of earth sign who is getting in the way of this? All of my beautiful Cancerians, if you're dealing with an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, who is not valuing your time, your efforts, or your love, do know here that they are the obstacle, okay, and they need to be cleared. If this is not the case, do know in the Knave of Coins that this is who the universe is trying to point out to you that may become an issue in conjunction to you creating balance during the month of August. So the Knave of Coins may not be your soulmate, your twin flame, your forever person, as with time you could start to realize that they don't want to be in a relationship that is as balanced as you would like it to be. So field 3 is all of the available tools here. I can see here in the Emperor that a tool that is available for you, all of my beautiful Cancerians, is your strength, your power, your leadership quality, and being unafraid and courageous, speaking up for yourself. I can see here in the Emperor that you are indeed the boss of your own life. You are the one who is able to say what's going on next, what's happening next. So you must take matters into your own hand and see this as a tool. The fact that you are in the driver's seat for your love life means that you have all the power necessary in order to create a love life that you're proud of and that resonates with you. Next up, for space 4, we have natural advantages that are given to you, and I can see here in the 3 of Cups that you're naturally someone that people like to have around them. You're naturally someone who is very fun, loving, and caring. This is a natural advantage that is very helpful within your love life because it automatically makes you a lot more approachable than many other signs, and it automatically makes a lot of people feel like, wow, this person is really someone who cares about me. So next up for field 5, we have your divine intervention or wake-up call. We have the Lemurian Quartz. So I can see here that your divine intervention is going to shake you up and show you that you have to start to practice more patience in love, all my beautiful Cancerians, especially when you're trying to get love or attention back. When you've just put love and attention into another person, give it a little bit of time and practice patience. Also remind yourself here that the more you kind of beg or push for a text back or attention back, the more you're actually just giving the other person the power, because they know that if they don't do it, you're going to be very emotionally unstable or hurt or just overall angry and annoyed. So next up for field 6, I can see changes that are coming your way. Let's see what those changes are. We have the waning gibbous 2. So I can see fun, I can see pleasure, I can see you having a good time the more you're able to practice patience. So in the waning gibbous 2, we have a card that's very similar to the 3 of Cups, all of my beautiful Cancerians, but in conjunction to field 6, which stands for changes, I can see that there is a sense of freedom that arrives in your body as soon as you truly learn how to be patient and how to not be pressed if someone doesn't text you, how to really be unbothered if you don't hear back from someone who you're interested in. Next, for field 7, we have potential opportunities. And I can see here in the Queen of the Moon, your sovereignty, okay, your independence, you not needing anyone's approval or anyone's confirmation that they're into you or that they care about you, for you to be in a good place, in a good mood, and to be at peace with yourself and your love life. So this is a big opportunity for you, all of my beautiful Cancerians, and it just shows a lot of strength, a lot of independence, and a growth from your side. Next up, for field 8, we have new connections that are possible. I can see here in transformation that a potential new connection coming towards you is going to transform you from who you used to be, so maybe being a little girl, a little boy, a little unicorn, to transforming into this beautiful butterfly, okay? So any new person, any new connection that comes into your life, having a transformative power of maturing you and showing you what a real mutually respectful and beneficial relationship should look like and what it's all about. Field 9 stands for new focal points. We have the 5 of fire, so reconnecting with your passions, reconnecting with things that you love. So instead of going on boring dates to like bars or traditional places, I can see for all of my beautiful Cancerians that you're being taken on dates during August that are fun, that connect to things that you feel you're passionate about. It could be sports, it could be doing something creative, it could be connecting through music. Either way, in the 5 of fire, I can definitely see here that you're no more going to feel as though you have to do what is traditionally right or traditionally normal when it comes to your love life. Last but not least, in the number 10, we have the outcome of your love life, my beautiful Cancerians. We have the 8 of air. So in the 8 of air, I can see you being very thoughtful, being very reflective by the end of August. So there are a lot of changes that are coming towards your love life, where on one hand you feel like you got to be more patient, on the other hand you feel like you have to act and take matters into your own hands. So you're really trying to discern what situations it's best for you to just be patient in and maybe just say nothing rather than try to reach out or seem desperate or seem like you need attention, and in what situations reaching out is actually the appropriate thing to do. So in the 8 of air, I can definitely see that contemplation is the outcome at the end of August for your love life, because you're going through all of the little experiences, all of the little micro feelings and micro emotions that you experience during August, and trying to make sense of it all. So my beautiful Cancerians, this is the reading that I received for you, and I really hope that you enjoyed this format and this new way of creating a reading. Let me know down below, and leave a little Cancer, a little crab emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here. Thank you so much, all of my beautiful Cancerian brothers and sisters, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello all my beautiful Leo babies, and welcome to your August singles prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? I have my Divine Guidance 10 card spread prepared for you, so we can use this spread in order to figure out what's going on for your sign during the month of August. It comes with a guidebook where each field is explained, but let's get straight into it so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards your love life. So number 1 corresponds to the current opportunities, and I can see here in the Knight of Wands, all my beautiful Leos, the Knight of Wands is basically the Knight of Fire, because the Suit of Wands corresponds to the element of fire. You are a fire sign, my beautiful Leos, in case you didn't know. The Knight of Wands is someone who is very active, who is ambitious, who's ready to get things done, who is warm-hearted, enthusiastic, and very broad-minded. And that is one thing that I can see is being expressed and is a big opportunity for your love life during the month of August. So you just being your Leo self is a good idea. That's basically what your reading is saying to begin with. Let's move into field 2. which stands for current obstacles. I can see here in the Four of Coins that there may be some things in the earthly realms like lack of financial abundance, lack of time, lack of financial means to do what you desire in love or to be the person who you want to be. So maybe to dress the way that you want to dress, or to take someone out on a date the way that you would like to, or to be able to show up as a certain person. So I do see here in the Four of Coins that having maybe lack of time to prepare yourself for a date or lack of resources is something that is an obstacle that may be bothering you in conjunction to your love life during the month of August. But moving on to field 3, we have your available tools. Now, as an available tool, I can see here in the Fool, which is a card in the Major Arcana that stands for a new beginning and you trusting your instinct, that an amazing way for you to move forward is to just start at zero, is to just start again right at the beginning. So trying not to overthink things, try to not take into account past experiences that you have had in love, but give everybody a fresh opportunity, give everybody a fair shot in love, rather than preconceived notions clouding your judgment and being a part of your journey with a new person, whereby, you know, trauma that you have experienced may have been caused by someone in the past, caused by someone who you have nothing to do with now. So number 4 corresponds to your natural advantages. I can see here in the Tower that a big advantage of yours is your power, is your strength, is how when you want to do something, you get it done. But also if you want to destroy something, if you want to take something apart, you are just as powerful in that, all of my beautiful Leo babies. So that is one thing that I can see here that serves as an opportunity for your love life during the month of August. Now, number 5 is the field that stands for your divine intervention, or the wake-up call that is coming towards you. So let's see what that will be. We have Temperance, all my beautiful Leo babies. So in Temperance, I can see that this is a wake-up call because it's going to get you to take things a notch back and make sure that you're not so quick-tempered, impulsive, and impatient, but rather that you remain a lot more determined and, how should I say, persistent, slow, but reliable. That is one thing that I can see here in the Temperance card that is a big wake-up call to you, that what can really serve you is to give yourself time to be diligent, give yourself time to be cautious, rather than feeling like you always have to get things done immediately or very quickly, or like you have to respond or decide in love in an instance. In the number 6, we have changes that are coming your way. I can see here in the Nine of Diamonds that great changes coming your way that will affect your love life in a positive sense is moving from the Four of Coins, which is being in a place of lack, of worry, of maybe feeling like you don't have time or financial means in order to be who you want to be in love, to moving on to the Nine of Diamonds, where you feel like abundance is a daily thing. Abundance is something that is showing up every day for you in lots of different shapes and lots of different sizes and forms, and where you understand that abundance is kind of just a mindset. It's just how you see things, and it's all about the energy that you put out, as that is the energy that you will attract back into your life. Next up, we have the Hanged Man, which is going to be going into the number 7, and number 7, or the space for number 7, corresponds to potential opportunities. And I can see here in the Hanged Man that it's best for you when it comes to love in August, my beautiful Leos, to just stay complacent, to not do too much. Let people come to you. As I can see here in the Hanged Man that that's exactly what's happening. People are coming towards you. People are attracted to your energy, and it's best for you to not create too much confusion or insecurity by trying to do too much, trying to move around too much. Just let people come to you while you remain complacent. For the number 8, we have new connections. Then I can see here in the Nine of Swords reversed that you're making this distinction between what is a fear, what is a worry, and what actually has any real real merit, okay? What actually is something that has transpired into the realm of the tangible. So I can see here in the Nine of Swords that you're making more sense of fears, why they exist, and also how you can get control of them and not be so afraid with certain things in your love life where you have experienced trauma. So moving forward, you can start things on a fresh slate with every individual. Next up, for the number 9, this is the field that corresponds to new focal points. So the World is one of the most favorable cards in the tarot, and I do want you to know, all my beautiful Leos, in the World in conjunction to the number 9, that the next thing that you're focusing on, your new focal point, is really just on being happy. Whether that is with another human being or not, I do see for all of my beautiful Leos that your reading isn't so much about like who said what's happening next with love. Is there a soulmate there? Is there a twin flame relationship? I can definitely see that your new focal point is on being happy. It is on being fulfilled. It is on just living your best life, as well as experiencing and expressing gratitude every step of the way. Now, number 10 is what your outcome is. It corresponds to the outcome of your love life in August. So in conjunction to the Chariot, which we received, I can see that things are going to move very quickly as a result of your reading, as a result of everything that's going on for you. I can definitely see things moving along at a very rapid pace that you most likely didn't expect, but nevertheless, because you're not like overly focused on love, you're not overly pressed about a certain outcome in love, you are therefore able to move forward way more quickly than you expected, and also experience romantic success a lot more quickly because you're just focused on happiness and fulfillment rather than a super specific outcome. So all of my beautiful Leo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed this new approach to a reading. Let me know down below. Leave a little lion emoji in the comment section, and I'll see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all of my beautiful Virgos of this world, and welcome to the zodiac portion of your August love reading. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? This is my new 10-card divine guidance spread that you can use with tarot as well as oracle cards. I have it all linked down below in the description box. I don't want to make this video about it though, but just to explain to you how this works, each field corresponds to a meaning, which then in turn creates your reading. So this board is not only beautiful to place your cards on, but it also helps us conduct a reading with the guidebook that comes with it. So I will be referring back and forth while using this beautiful board in order to figure out what is coming towards your love life during August. So let's get straight into it, all of my beautiful Virgo babies. So starting off with the first space, which corresponds to your current opportunities, let's see what's up for you. So spaces 1 through 4 are your foundation, number 5 is your wake-up call, and 6 through 10 are further opportunities coming towards you. But let's start off with number 1. So in the Four of Wands, I can see that for you, all of my beautiful Virgos, your very modest and reliable self, which is just naturally what Virgos are all about, is a great opportunity for you to strengthen your love life as well as create a love life that you feel comfortable in. Number 2 corresponds to your obstacles. So I do see here in the Five of Cups that you being a little bit of a worrier and being very harsh and critical about yourself, being a bit of a perfectionist, this is something that is definitely a bit of an obstacle. It is a bit of a blockage for you that isn't serving you. However, for field number 3, we're going to speak on available tools that can help you get rid of that so your love life can flourish in August. I can see here in the Emperor, all my beautiful Virgos, that a tool to help you get rid of that perfectionist streak and you being a bit overly judgmental with yourself is to be hard on yourself in the complete opposite way. So instead of being hard on yourself and picking yourself apart for everything that isn't perfect, be hard on yourself and tell yourself like, hey, whatever I do is enough, and I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to try to get myself to to feel bad about my decisions. I'm going to radically accept that I am enough. I look good enough. I am intelligent enough. I am worthy enough of the most amazing love life that I can even dream of. So for field number 4, we're going to be talking about natural advantages that are given to you. I can see here in the 9 of Wands that a natural advantage for you, all my beautiful Virgos, is your diligence and the fact that you don't give up. You're the type of person who continues to try and who will keep getting up even if they're knocked down, who is persistent, and who is not the person who needs to scream it like from the rooftops what you're accomplishing and what's going on, but you're the type of person who kind of just does and then presents people with results. Like you hit them with the facts, you hit them with just being the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Field number 5 is your wake-up call. This is your divine intervention. Wow, all of my beautiful Virgos, this is awesome news for your love life during the month of August. The Lovers card is a fairly positive card when it comes to your love life, finding love, finding a soulmate or a twin flame. I can see here in the Lovers that your wake-up call, your divine intervention is going to be like love just hitting you out of nowhere. Love being almost like, you know, a giant truck that just comes out of nowhere, hits you, knocks you out, and you're in la la land. You don't know where you are, but you know that it's an amazing feeling. So for field number 6, these are the changes coming your way. I can see here in the Queen of Swords that this is most likely going to be someone who has a lot of air sign traits, and with air signs I mean Libra energy, Gemini energy, Aquarius energy. The Queen of Swords is someone who is brutally honest, but at the same time knows when to word things in a way that they don't end up hurting other people, and they are someone who is nurturing in not just a sense of picking the right words, but also physically very nurturing. The Queen of Swords is someone who is very intelligent, someone who is very strong, and I can definitely see in conjunction to the Lovers that this person is going to make a big impact on your love life. So let's move a bit further into the top part. Number 7 is your potential opportunity. In the Knight of Crystals, I can see here that an opportunity for you is to really level up, to get a promotion, and to put yourself in a place of being the boss in your career. That is one thing that I can see here in the Knight of Crystals, all of my beautiful Virgos. So take the lead. We already spoke about that here in the Emperor. The Knight of Crystals also corresponds to the element of Earth, which as a Virgo, that's second nature to you. This is you, basically, the Knight of Crystals. It's the Knight of Earth. The suit of crystals corresponds to the element of Earth, which connects to Virgos, Tauruses, and Capricorns. So I can definitely see here in field 7, which is a potential opportunity, is a promotion, and is you making money moves in your career in the meantime. Number 8 corresponds to new connections coming your way. I can see here in the King of Swords, this is almost like the Queen of Swords, but a little bit more masculine, a little bit more of an energy that is, how should I say, authoritative. And I do want you to know with the Queen of Swords as well as the 8 of Swords both showing up as changes coming your way. Well, number 6 corresponds to changes coming your way. Number 8 is all about new connections. It is very clear that this person is an air sign who is going to make this big change in your love life with you, all of my beautiful Virgos. So look out for that. Number 9 stands for new focal points. The Ace of Cups is a symbol for a new romantic relationship, a new friendship, a new connection. So your new focal point, where you're now going to be investing a lot of your time in August, is your love life. Of course, I can see that clearly in the Ace of Cups, and you're going to do so happily, because who doesn't like to be infatuated and in love? So last but not least, field 10 corresponds to the outcome. So let's, wow, okay, so we had the moon that popped right out of the pile of cards, all of my beautiful Virgos. So the moon is clearly the outcome of August for you. So an increase in your intuition, an increase in your connection on a spiritual basis, as well as a strong connection to this lover who is an air sign. And I do want you to also know here in the moon that you're watching your back. Part of the outcome of your love life is for you to stay on your toes and to really get to know the person before you completely trust and confide in them, which is a great thing to do at all times. So all of my beautiful Virgos, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you during another one of my readings. Hello, all my beautiful Libras of this world, and welcome to your August singles prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what is going on here? I have my beautiful Divine Guidance 10 card spread board here. This is a board that I developed and came up with, so you can use this with tarot as well as oracle cards in order to receive your divine messages and in order to have a great guide to receiving a reading that makes sense. So I have the little guide here next to me, so I will be using this in order to figure out exactly what's coming towards all my beautiful Libras of this world and your relationship status in August. So field 1 corresponds to your current opportunities. I can see here in the Knight of Cups that an opportunity for love is going to be the Knight of Cups, this water sign, this Pisces, this Scorpio, this Cancerian, this person who has divine feminine energy because they are a water sign, but at the same time also masculine energy because the Knight traditionally corresponds to rather masculine energy, and that mixture just makes for someone who is great to talk to, great to cuddle with, and great to be close to in every sense of the way. Now field number 2 corresponds to current obstacles for August. I can see here in the 9 of Swords that obstacles for you, all my beautiful Libras, is definitely overthinking, is definitely indecisiveness. This is something that a lot of Libras struggle with naturally anyways, so I can definitely see here that in August you are going to be followed by a little bit of a indecisive and very changeable mood. Number 3 corresponds to your available tools to combat that, and I can see here in the 10 of Coins that you have the coin available, all of my beautiful Libras, to kind of calm your mind and to invest in something that makes you feel connected and that takes your mind away from things that stress you out or make you feel indecisive. Whether that is booking a retreat, a vacation, getting a tarot board and some tarot decks, and making divination a part of your day-to-day life, whatever you need to do in order to calm your indecisiveness, you have the tools, but you have to use them. I can see here for field 4 that natural advantages of yours are your strength and your resilience, as the strength card is what showed up in conjunction to field 4. So strength is something that you have deep within. It's not like you're a fighter, someone who physically fights. You rely on your inner strength, and this is definitely something that a lot of people look up to you for. So use that inner strength in order to overcome any part of you that wants to procrastinate investing in a way that you can get rid of your overthinking and get rid of being so indecisive, because often we know what we need, like for example a great meditation app or singing bowls or crystals or tarot cards. I mean, whatever it is that you know would really resonate and help with your sense of being all over the place, invest in it. Stop procrastinating, stop being afraid of letting go of this side of you that, yes, is arguably like part of you, who you are, but at the same time being indecisive doesn't always serve you. I can see here for number 5, we next are going to be discussing your wake-up call, your divine intervention. Let's see what that's going to be. I can see here in the 7 of Diamonds that a big wake-up call for you is that you're going to see that the more you just let things be, the more they grow and flourish. And I see that in conjunction to your relationships, and you're applying that as well to your work, and it's been working for you, all my beautiful Libras. Let me explain. The more you allow relationships to just be and for dust to settle, the more you will see that those relationships can be strengthened because there's mutual trust. The same goes for your career or your finances. The more you let your stocks just be, the more you allow for projects that you've put into motion to just continue to grow while you maintain. The less you tamper with things, the more you see that you will increase your revenue, the more you see that you will increase the earthly abundance that you are able to reap from it. So that is one thing that I can see here in the Seven of Diamonds. Moving on to the number 6, which corresponds to changes coming your way. I can see here in the Page of Swords that you're adapting a bit of a beginner mind, all of my beautiful Libras. And by a beginner mind, I mean being unafraid to have a childlike sense of wonderment, being unafraid to ask a ton of questions, especially with a lover. So rather than overthinking it and being just flirtatious, you are asking hard questions. You are turning the leaf in a whole new way, and you are wanting to get to the bottom of a partner and all of their little things that make them who they are, the things that they love, the things that worry them, and just overall knowing what's up mentally with a new partner and a potential new lover. So you're asking questions that you usually would be too shy to ask. Moving further into number 7, we have your potential opportunities. I can see here in the Four of Crystals reversed that there will be an opportunity for you to solidify a relationship, but I can see in the Four of Crystals reversed that the relationship just isn't quite ready for that. So yes, of course, you could get married, you could tie the knot, you could be in a committed relationship during the month of August, but for all of my beautiful Libras, I can see that it's just not the time, it's just not the one. The Knight of Cups, for example, you know, they may be a great catch, but they are just not the twin flame. They are just not the soulmate during the month of August. For number 8, we have new connections, and I can see here in the turquoise that prioritizing your own health first is something that you're not going to compromise on, and that leaves you with a lot less time to overthink in love, and it leaves you with a lot less time to solidify a relationship with a potential partner, which is maybe also why we had the Four of Crystals reversed, which just shows that you're not going to tie the knot or enter any super serious relationship. You may be getting to know someone and asking all the right questions, but that doesn't mean that you're going to like start your family next month. Next up, we have number 9, which corresponds to your new focal points. In the world, I can see that your new focal point, well, the world reversed, is on just living your best life, okay? Embracing who you are, embracing love, embracing the in-betweens, embracing the friends with benefits, embracing everyone around you, loving everyone, and most importantly, loving your life and yourself. And this being a focal point shows a deep sense of maturity as well as security that's within you. So last but not least, number 10 is the outcome of what your love life is going to be. So I can see here in the Ace of Diamonds reversed that the outcome for your love life, all my beautiful Libras, is going to be the start of a new business venture, the start of overall a new chapter in your life that has to do with your finances. And this is something that I can see you're putting over love, you're putting that over any relationship, because to you, what's important during the month of August is your career. It's all of the things that you've worked so hard to create and cultivate, is reinvesting in yourself, not being someone else's partner. That is definitely something that for you, if it works out, great, but it's not your focal point. As I can see here in the Ace of Diamonds, that the outcome for you is another stream of revenue, a great business idea that you're looking into that has the potential to be there for years to come. So you're really focused on your grind, all my beautiful Libras, and I love that about you. So this is the reading that I received for you, and I truly hope that you enjoyed this new approach to your reading. Leave a little globe emoji down below in the comment section if you made it to the end, because if you know, you know, all my beautiful Libra babies, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to your August singles love prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on right now? I have my 10 card Divine Guidance Tarot spread in front of me. This is a spread that I created and I invented and came up with. So here's the guide booklet. Each one of these 10 spaces has a meaning, which is a way to help create a meaningful and easy to understand reading. So let's move straight into it, all of my beautiful beautiful Scorpios. All the links are of course down below. I've made 3 different boards of this same kind. So let's start off with the first field, which corresponds to your current opportunities for your love life in August. I can see here in the 2 of Swords, all of my beautiful Scorpios, that an opportunity for your love life in August lies in you being able to either make decisions yourself or have others make decisions for you. So it's important for you to decide what you want to do. If you're feeling really tired and depleted, then it may feel a lot easier to just let others make decisions for you. But I would definitely recommend for all my beautiful Scorpios to not let fatigue get in the way of you taking matters into your own hands. Moving further to field 2, we have current obstacles that are present during the month of August. I see here in the Knave of Cups that this person might be showing up as an obstacle because they are in fact you. All my beautiful Scorpios, let me tell you why. The Knave of Cups is the Knave of Water because the Suit of Cups corresponds to the element of water, and water signs would include you, my Scorpios, Pisces, as well as Cancerians. And I can definitely see here within the Knave of Cups that you may be getting in your own way. You may be your own biggest obstacle when it comes to love, and decision making is exactly what the universe wants to point out to you that can be optimized in order to create a love life that you enjoy more, that you feel more connected towards. So number 3 corresponds to available tools at your disposal. In the 7 of Swords, I can see here that available tools for you, all of my beautiful Scorpios, include being in a space where you're okay with whatever the outcome is and not being too attached to one specific outcome in your love life. That is where I can see, in conjunction to the Knave of Cups, that overthinking can take place and can cause quite a bit of friction. So space 4 corresponds to natural advantages. Wow, I can see here in the world, all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, that a big natural advantage of yours in your love life is how awesome that your life is just going in general. I can see your personal life as well as your career being in a great place during the month of August, and this is a natural advantage that you have compared to many other signs whose, careers or personal lives are in difficult spots as well. And on top of that, what is adding to that is a love life that is difficult to navigate. But I can see here in the world that a big natural advantage for you is that you already live a prosperous life. You already live a life that you can feel grateful for and that you're privileged to have. So for number 5, we have your wake-up call, the divine intervention that's coming towards you. And I can see here in the Ace of Swords that this is an epiphany. This is a spiritual awakening that is going to have an effect on your love life, all of my beautiful Scorpios. So in the Ace of Swords and your epiphany coming towards you, do know here that this awakening is going to change how you see love completely, and the things that you complain about in love and the things that you've been taken for granted. That is one thing that I can see in the Ace of Swords in conjunction to the World. Now moving on to number 6, let's look at the changes that are coming your way. So we have the Amazonite, less control really, all my beautiful Scorpios, and also not feeling the need to be in control. And this is a big change coming for you as a Scorpio. You can be a little bit jealous, or you can be a little obsessive once you really love something or someone. But I can see here in the Amazonite that none of that is going to be found during the month of August, which shows that you're really laid back and chill during August. So number 7 corresponds to potential opportunities. I can see here in the Appetite that an opportunity coming towards you is to be out of your comfort zone for longer than August, okay, and to be on this very chill wave for a very long time, and for that to just be a part of your personality. So when a future partner is called to describe you, one of the first things that they would say is chill. One of the first things that they would say is intuitive, as well as very passionate, but at the same time also very relaxed. I can see for the number 8, we have new connections that are coming into your life in form of the Azurite. And in the Azurite, I can see that new connections that will be made during August are connections that are making you feel like you want to get laser focused on your love life, like you want to get laser focused on making sure that you are not too possessive and not too controlling. Number 9 corresponds to your new focal points, which in the blue lace agate I can see in conjunction to love is remaining calm, not letting anyone test your energy, not letting anyone test your patience, and just overall kind of giving people the benefit of the doubt and not feeling distrust unless you're given a real reason to. That's one thing that I can see in the blue lace agate. Last but not least, number 10 speaks of the outcome of your love life during the month of August, which is you getting your love life back into balance. So you may have been very hyper focused on a specific outcome or a specific person, and I can definitely see that the outcome of your love life is going to be one that leaves you feeling like, okay, I can breathe again. My love life isn't in shambles. It isn't in a difficult place, and I can make an informed decision about who I want to be with and whether love right now is even something that I find necessary in my life, or whether I prefer to be by myself and just live my best life. So that is one thing that I can see for all of you beautiful Scorpio babies. So we are at the end of your reading, and I hope that you like this new, fun, fresh approach. Let me know down below. Leave a little scorpion emoji in the comment section for me and everyone else to know that you were here. Thank you for spending this divine time with me, and I'll see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and welcome to your August love reading. So you may ask yourself, what is going on here? We have my Divine Guidance 10 card spread before us. This is a game board that I invented, created, came up with, as well as the guidebook, because each one of these spaces has a meaning, which in turn creates our reading. So let's move into it, all my beautiful Sagittariuses. All of the relevant links are below, but I want to spend time in your reading, not talking about this board that I created. So number 1 corresponds to your current opportunities. I can see here in the Tower, all my beautiful Sagittarians, that for you, you may have not seen this as an opportunity, but let me tell you here in the Tower that destruction, anything that you have to build from the ground up in a relationship, in your love life, this is a huge opportunity for you to find forever love and for you to find your soulmate, your twin flame. That is one thing that I can see in the Tower. So take any opportunity of someone going out of your life or a relationship completely changing as a blessing. Take that as a sign that, wow, I have the opportunity to recreate, rebuild, and actually make it work this time, and actually create something this time around that is going to last. Space number 2 corresponds to any obstacles that are in the way. And I can see here in the Moon that for all of my beautiful Sagittarians, one thing that is a bit of an obstacle is your rational mind battling with your intuition when it comes to love. So your rational mind may tell you to do one thing, but intuitively you feel like doing another. That is one thing that I can see is a little bit difficult for you to navigate here in conjunction to the Moon. Space 3 corresponds to the available tools at your disposal. Ooh, love, all my beautiful Sagittarians. The 2 of Cups is a card of love, a romantic love, and I see that the tool that can help you overcome your fear of making the wrong intuitive decision is just letting yourself be led by your heart, letting yourself be led by love and everything that feels like love to you. It could be certain actions, it could be a person that you're encountering in August or spending a lot of time with. If you trust them, then you don't need to rationalize, you don't need to overthink it. Allow for your heart to lead the way. Space 4 is all about your natural advantages, and I can see here in the Death card that a big advantage for you is this rebirth that you're going through. So the Death card being very similar to the Tower, which we received for space 1, I do want you to know here that an advantage for you is the fact that starting afresh means that you are not carrying old baggage with you, and it also means that you can completely restructure and see through new opportunities. So as an example, if someone has been working at a company for a very long time and they're used to doing things a certain way, they may only be able to achieve a certain spectrum and level of outcomes. Whereas if the company is completely restructured, restarted, recreated, and rebuilt by somebody else, they may see opportunities completely elsewhere that the first person never saw or never knew because they were so entrenched in their own routine. So that is where I see this whole rebuilding actually making a huge difference for you, my beautiful Sagittarians. So space 5 is your wake-up call. This is your divine intervention. This is an important part of your love life during the month of August. And let's see what it's all about. I can see here in the waxing crescent 6 that your wake-up call is the path. It is your journey. It is knowing exactly what route to take, understanding where your path is leading, and then deciding very consciously whether this path is one that you want to continue going towards. So I can definitely see here in the waxing crescent 6, your illumination that you're experiencing during the month of August is one that is going to make you feel more sure-footed about the direction that you're moving into romantically. Number 6 is all about the changes that are coming your way, and I can see here in the waxing gibbous 3 that your boundaries and reinforcing those are going to create big changes in your love life, and maybe some people even distancing themselves because they don't like how you're rebuilding and restructuring your love life. They prefer the old version, but again, the old version comes with its own challenges that you may not want to put up with anymore. If you were ever in a relationship that was toxic or with someone who is frequently disrespectful, you have set boundaries now, and you're not going back to that because that doesn't serve you. That just serves them, right? So that is where I can see in boundaries, the Tower, and the Death card that this restructuring is a positive one for you, especially since we have the Moon and the Two of Cups in your reading. So field 7 corresponds to your potential opportunities in this whole thing, and I can see in the flower moon that the opportunity is for you to blossom, for you to mature, for you to be the boss, the person that people look up to, that you've always meant to be, all my beautiful Sagittarians. You're naturally a very optimistic sign and one that is very good-humored, good-natured. So I can see here in the flower moon that you're really going to feel like yourself when it comes to love during the month of August, and you're really going to be able to blossom into the beautiful flower that you are, all my beautiful Sagittarians. I don't know why I said it like that, but you get the picture. So number 8 corresponds to new connections. I can see here in the waxing gibbous 6 that there is no particularly new connection coming into your life, meaning like a very specific person, unless you take action. That is one thing that I see in the waxing gibbous 6. So if you have had a feeling that someone might come into your life, they're not just going to miraculously or magically appear during the month of August. You're going to have to take action by seeking them out, by putting yourself out there. It could be going on a dating platform, answering their DMs. It could of course also be just meeting someone through a friend, but first you would actually have to go out with that friend, right? You're going to have to take action to put yourself out there. So for field 9, we have your new focal points. The green core moon is all about patience, is all about exploring and really for once being patient, not just knowing like, oh, okay, it would be better to be patient, but actually doing it, all of my beautiful Sagittarians, because you can be a little careless at times. You can be a little bit restless, a little bit impulsive, and that is where I can see here in the green corn moon that a great focal point for you to have anyways, whether it's August or any other month, is to be patient with your love life and yourself. Last but not least, field 10 stands for the outcome of what your love life is going to be. And I can see here in the waning gibbous 2 that, oh, okay, all my beautiful Sagittarians, pleasure. So while there may not be a twin flame or forever connection, you're still having very pleasurable moments. Is there something you'd like to tell me, all my Sagittarius babies? Because I can definitely see here that things may get hot and steamy, okay? Things may get very intimate with someone, but that doesn't mean that they are the one to you. That doesn't mean that you feel like they have to be there for the rest of your life. Because I can see in conjunction to the green moon as well as the Two of Cups and the restructuring that we spoke about in the Tower and the Death card, that you're taking your sweet time, all my beautiful Sagittarians, and that is something that shows that you are on the right path. So all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, I truly hope that you enjoyed this reading, that you enjoyed this new format. Let me know down below in the comment section by dropping a little balloon emoji in there to let me and others know. I hope that you're doing amazing and staying safe, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello all my beautiful Capricorn babies, and welcome to your sign's August love prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? This is the new Divine Guidance 10-card spread that I came up with. I also wrote the guidebook, so you can use any tarot or oracle card deck with this divination board. And we will be using this board today in order to figure out exactly what is coming towards your zodiac sign's love life during the month of August. So let's get straight into it. Of course, you can find this down below in the description box if you're interested in this new board that I came up with. So first and foremost, we have the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords going into the first field here is what's going on right now, your current opportunities. So I can see here in the Three of Swords that right now you may feel kind of conflicted about love. You may be a little bit unsure, all of my beautiful Capricorns, but I can see that in the Three of Swords, being uncertain also means that you are open to scanning the horizon for new opportunities. Field number 2 is all about obstacles that are in your way, and I can see here in the world that for you, all of my beautiful Capricorns, there aren't really any obstacles in the way of love. The World is the most favorable card of the tarot. There is no way that this card can be negative, can be spinned around to be something that isn't great. The World is just an awesome card, and it's a great one for you to receive within your reading, especially in field 2, which is the field that corresponds to any obstacles that are in the way. Moving on to number 3, we're going to talk about tools that are available at your disposal in order to improve your love life in August. I can see here in the Two of Swords that tools available at your disposal is where your head is at mentally, and also your decision-making process, not being afraid to be decisive, to make decisions, and also to spin things around for yourself, to try different approaches to love. Number 4 corresponds to your natural advantages, and I do see here in the Nine of Cups that a big natural advantage for you, all of my beautiful Capricorns, is that you're seen as attractive during the month of August from other signs' viewpoints. Okay, so in the Nine of Cups, I can see that you're sought after. I can see that other signs are kind of giving you the oogly eyes, if you know what I mean, and you are definitely going through a very glowy phase that everyone else seems to notice, but maybe yourself, all my beautiful Capricorns. Now, number 5 is the wake-up call. It is the divine intervention field. Let's see what that's going to look like. I can see here within the Seven of Wands, all my beautiful Capricorn babies, that your divine intervention is going to be that you're realizing there's no point in feeling like you're in competition. I can see here in the Seven of Wands that rather than feeling like you're in competition with other people when it comes to love, you're teaming up, you're empowering others, you're learning to be comfortable alongside others who are very intelligent, who are very beautiful, who seem to have it all together. And instead of worrying about a future partner ever being snatched away by another person, you're telling yourself that, hey, if I need to compete, or if someone is able to be snatched away, they weren't supposed to be with me to begin with. You know, they were never mine to start with. Moving on to number 6, I can see changes that are coming your way need to be discussed. The waning gibbous 4 is beauty. So you may change something about your appearance, all of my beautiful Capricorns, during the month of August. That could be dyeing your hair, that could be considering surgery or other types of cosmetic procedures that are non-surgical. I can see in the waning gibbous 4 that this is a change that's coming your way that is going to impact your love life in some way, shape, or form. But I can see here in the Nine of Cups that August is maybe just the month where you will come to the realization that you don't need to change anything because you already have naturally such an attractive edge to you that you're going to get more attention than you're used to. So you may actually be rethinking whether any cosmetic procedures are something that you really even want to do. So number 7 corresponds to potential opportunities. I can see here within the waning crescent 1 that your opportunity is to protect your natural beauty, how you naturally look, how you naturally appear, rather than overriding that with procedures that seems to make every single person in this world look the same sooner rather than later. The field 8 stands for new connections, and I can see here in the waxing gibbous 3, all my beautiful Capricorns, that during the month of August you are more of in your own bubble. You're not necessarily taking on new connections because it's important for you to set boundaries romantically. It's important for you to ensure that you are respected, and if anyone isn't respecting your boundaries, you would rather just keep them up than lower them to let someone in who clearly doesn't deserve for you to lower your boundaries. Number 9 corresponds to your new focal points, all my beautiful Capricorns. I can see here in the waxing gibbous 5 that rather than feeling like you have to focus so much on what other people think of you or how other people perceive you, you would prefer to put your focus on your inner world, on protecting yourself, and also on experiencing life to its fullest, to its max. I can see here in conjunction to the 7 of Wands and the world, there's going to be an incident during August that makes you feel like you may have taken life and love for granted many times, and you've wrongly done so because your life really is awesome. That is one thing that I can see here in the world. So rather than focusing on what isn't there or what's lacking in love, you're focusing on all the love that is indeed present and accessible to you. Last but not least, the 10th field is the field that describes the outcome of what your love life will be during the month of August. We have the super moon, so we already spoke about you being attractive, all my beautiful Capricorns, especially during the month of August. I can see that this is definitely a result. This is definitely an outcome of your August, but also attracting people into your life who you've always wanted, okay? Attracting people who are just as attractive to you as you are to them, and also just attracting more love, more beauty, more of people who respect your boundaries and want to protect you and your heart at all costs. So it's definitely a bit of a multifaceted month for you, all my beautiful Capricorns. It's not an easy one to explain, but do know here that your love life is morphing into this thing where you understand how pretty and beautiful that you are, and while you may do some procedures, you're making sure that you're not destroying your natural beauty, but you're enhancing it, such as, taking care of your skin, hydrating it, getting a massage done, those types of things, rather than radically erasing what naturally makes you you and naturally makes you attractive to just have a generic feature that everyone else is seeming to get right now. So I can definitely see you rethinking love and how attractiveness makes a big difference in how you love yourself, and rethinking who you want around you, because I can see that you're focusing on having people around you who love the natural you, not people who are trying to get you to be a version of yourself that isn't you, that it just isn't natural. So all of my beautiful Capricorns, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you love this new fresh approach. Make sure that you leave a little lipstick emoji down below in the comment section. We did talk about and question the validity and meaning of external beauty a lot within this reading. Thank you once again for being here, for sharing this divine space with me, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to your August love prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? Let me explain. This is the Divine Guidance 10 card spread. This is a spread that I invented, created, came up with, and it is now available in the flesh and ready for us to make use of in order to receive divine guidance. So each one of these spaces corresponds to a meaning, and that's exactly what we're going to be exploring today, all my beautiful Aquarius babies. So let's get into it. So field number 1 corresponds to the current opportunities that are present for you, all my beautiful Aquarius babies. So let's get into it. First and foremost, we have the Four of Swords. So one thing that I can see here in the Four of Swords in conjunction to all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, being alone during the month of August is an opportunity for you to grow. It is an opportunity for you to become clearer about what you desire from love. Next up, the number 2 is an obstacle that's in your way, which corresponds in your case to the King of Wands. So the King of Wands being an obstacle is the King of Fire being an obstacle. The King of Wands corresponds to the element of fire. So a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarius that's somehow getting in the way of your plans. So this person may try to seduce you. This person may try to get close to you, even though you feel as though it's inappropriate. And why I'm saying inappropriate is because the King of Wands is someone who has very authoritative energy. This is someone who is most likely older than you. They could be a boss or a colleague, someone who is your senior, who really shouldn't be coming on to you in this way, shape, or form, all my beautiful Aquariuses. In the number 3, we are going to be talking about your available tools, and I can see here in Temperance that it is essential for you to tell people to back off that you don't want to be romantically involved with before things get too sticky or too complicated or they get their hopes up. All of my beautiful Aquariuses, do know here in Temperance that this is also a card that is trying to convey to you how important it is to not think that everything that glitters is gold, because there are so many people out here, such as the King of Wands, who is in the field 2, which stands for obstacles, that pretend to be one way or one person, but the reality is actually another. So uncovering the truth about who all of these F-boys, F-girls truly are, that is one thing that I can see here in August for you. Field 4 corresponds to your natural advantages, and I can see here in the Tower that when something seems to go left or to fall apart, this is actually something that is here to your advantage, all my beautiful Aquarius babies. So for example, someone getting mad at you not wanting to be with them or you not responding to them, you didn't want to be with them to begin with, so them getting fed up is actually a good thing, because then they will remove yourself from the vicinity by themselves, okay, without stressing you out. Furthermore, I want you to know here that in conjunction to your love life, the Tower being a natural advantage is definitely something that will serve you in the long run, because when you are able to rebuild something from scratch, or for some relationships to disintegrate, that means that other relationships will have time to grow and form and blossom, because not every relationship is meant to last or to be in your life for a long time. So field 5 is your wake-up call, your divine intervention, and we have the Ace of Wands. Wow, the Ace of Wands is an amazing card that speaks of a completely new beginning, a completely new space and time where you can be creative and where you can allow for yourself to just let your flow state be a part of your everyday life and existence, all my beautiful Aquariuses. So the Ace of Wands is you really coming up with new ideas on how you can improve your love life and coming up with new tactics, how you can make yourself feel more comfortable, more fulfilled and happy within your romantic life, within your romantic existence. So now let's move into number 6, which is all about the changes that are coming your way. So number 6 corresponds to the Ace of Earth, and the Ace of Earth is a card that speaks of a new business idea, a new venture where you're maybe creating another stream of revenue for yourself. You're moving into a new business venture with a friend, with a romantic partner. Either way, this is like a new opportunity. And in conjunction to the Ace of Wands, I see that this is a very creative venture. This is a venture that you came up with all by yourself, just like, you know, me developing these game boards, seeing that some people really struggle to create readings. So thinking to myself, I can solve that problem by creating a board, a divine guidance board, where you have the fields and the meaning things right there, so you have it almost like as a crutch. So I can see here in the Ace of Earth as well as the Ace of Wands, all my beautiful Aquariuses, that you're doing something similar in August by seeing what people want and finding a very creative way to solve their problems. Next up, in the number 7, we have your potential opportunities. Oh, wrong card. This was actually on top of the other card, which is the 4 of Fire. So in the 4 of Fire, I can see in conjunction to the number 7, which stands for potential opportunities, that working with others as well as including a potential lover into a business opportunity is one thing that may work out really well for you, all my beautiful Aquariuses. I, for example, work and live, breathe, do everything with my partner. So for me, actually going into business with a romantic partner was a great thing, worked out beautifully, and it may be the same for you, all my beautiful Aquariuses. I can see here in the Hanged Man that when it comes to love, don't take too many risks, okay? Go with what you know. That is one thing that I want you to know here in the Hanged Man in conjunction to the 4 of Fire and the Ace of Earth. So if you know someone and you know that they are a great worker, then yes, this business opportunity would be great for you to look into, and your love can continue to blossom with that person throughout you working together and being business partners. But if you know that this is potentially the wrong person to be with, that this person doesn't like to work hard or isn't trustworthy or frequently lies, or you don't even know the person who you're thinking of getting into business with very well yet, then stay far away from that, because no love is going to grow from that. No business is going to be able to thrive. A business opportunity that you're speaking about or looking into with a potential lover is something that you should really do with someone where you have the same passions, interests, and that you truly trust. So moving on to field 9, we have your new focal points. I can see here in the 2 of Fire that your new focal point is for you to grow when it comes to your passion projects to a space where you can see the future, where you can see the big picture. And you can see that there are different opportunities and ways that you can continue to ensure that your professional life is in line with what you're passionate about, because that's something that definitely makes you really attractive to other people. Next up, we have the 6 of Air. Now, last but not least, the 6 of Air is going to go into field 10, all my beautiful Aquariuses, and field 10 is the outcome. So the 6 of Air being the outcome of your love life during the month of August shows me that there is finally going to be some smooth sailing and some great communication. So love not just being love on its own, but you also discussing business ventures, business ideas with a potential lover is something that I can see here in the 6 of Air that is going to tell you whether this person is in fact for you or not, all my beautiful Aquariuses, because I do see here in the 6 of Air that in the past it may have been difficult for you to talk to a lover about your dreams and aspirations. Maybe you were afraid that they would ridicule you or not believe in you, but I can definitely see in the 6 of Air that in August you know that if you're on a roll with talking to someone who you're also romantically involved with, and they listen to your dreams, they listen to all of the things that you're trying to accomplish, they are really the type of person to hang around more. They're the type of person that you can even go into business with, and the relationship can continue to grow and continue to thrive. But if they're uninterested or they make you feel like you have no right to dream so large, then you know that you need to nip that in the bud. You know that you need to come back to field 4 here in the Tower, which speaks of your natural advantages, to have the power to nip that in the bud and to tell them, look, this is not going to work for me. I am just going to have to detach myself, to let my unemotional Aquarius side come forth, and to just forget about you, because I'm only here for people who are loyal and honest, just as I am. So all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful and that you like this new and fresh approach. Let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, all my beautiful Pisces babies, and welcome to your August love prediction. So you may be asking yourself, what's going on here? I have my Divine Guidance 10-card spread board in front of me. You can use this board with any tarot or oracle deck. I created this board. I came up with it. This was my idea, and I have a guide booklet next to me as well, which explains what each one of these fields mean that we're about to fill out and interpret in conjunction to your love life in August. So let's figure out what's coming for you, all my beautiful Pisces babies. Field number 1 corresponds to your current opportunities. So we have the 9 of Wands, all of my beautiful Pisces. In the 9 of Wands, I can see that a current opportunity for you, or should I say your current opportunities, are the fact that you're very strong, that you have a lot of ambition within you, and you're not going to stop until you are happy with your love life. And this is something that gives you a lot of negotiation power, if you will, because you're not going to settle for less. So in field 2, we see your current obstacles. Ooh, the Knave of Wands. All of my beautiful Pisces babies, I can see why this is a current obstacle, because how can you not say hello to the snack? How can you not want to be close to the Knave of Wands? The Knave of Wands is someone who is young, someone who has a great deal of masculine energy. While they may not identify as a male, they have a lot of masculine energy. They are a fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, and they are just in your way, honey, okay? They are just making themselves look good. They're presenting themselves to you on basically like a silver platter, and this is a bit of an obstacle because you know they're not good for you. Let's move on to field 3, which speaks of your available tools. In the 10 of Cups, I can see that just envisioning, just manifesting your dream relationship and reminding yourself here that the Knave of Wands is not it, is definitely a great tool for you to use to not succumb to how attractive this person is, to not succumb to you feeling kind of like a little bit drawn to someone who is toxic. You know that Britney Spears Toxic song? You get the vibe, all of my beautiful Pisces babies. So do know here in the Knave of Wands and the 10 of Cups that removing yourself from someone who you know isn't right in the long run is something that can be done if you just remind yourself what you're really craving and what you're really worth, you know, what you really deserve. Next up, we have the Magician, which is going to go right into field 4. Field 4 stands for your natural advantages, and I can see here in the Magician that your natural advantage is how creative and inventive you are, and that you're able to start afresh if you need to. So if need be, you are able to resist the Knave of Wands and you are able to find something new to focus on, which is awesome, all my beautiful Pisces babies. Field 5 stands for your wake-up call, the divine intervention that's coming into your love life during the month of August. We have the Knight of Cups. So all of my beautiful Pisces babies, the Knight of Cups is really someone who gels well with you. They are also a water sign. They have strong water sign energy. And on an emotional level, they're just as compassionate as you. They're just as kind as you. They're just as sensitive and intuitive, and they are the wake-up call. So yes, of course, you can mingle around with the Knave of Wands, but they are not the one, because all of that masculine energy, all of my beautiful Pisces babies, it's too much for you. It's too harsh. It's too rash. It's a little bit too, how should I say, too rough, where I can see here in the Knight of Cups that this is the person who is going to show you how you're really meant to be treated, how you deserve to be treated, all my beautiful Pisces babies. And this is like your wake-up call. So if you've ever been in a relationship that is a disaster, that is toxic, that is not great, and then you meet someone who shows you how you could be treated, it's a huge epiphany. And that is one thing that I can see here in field 5. So field 6 speaks of changes that are coming your way, aside from the beautiful Knight of Cups snack, who is also emotionally available and actually not toxic to you. We have the Pyrite. Wow. Okay. In the Pyrite, we have changes in your flow of abundance, all my beautiful Pisces babies. So in the Pyrite, let the money flow in. Okay. Don't block it off. Don't get too too caught up in your love life, too caught up in what's going on with the Knight of Cups or the Knave of Wands. Don't forget about your hustle, all my beautiful Pisces babies. Field 7 corresponds to your potential opportunities, and I do see here in the Chrysocolla that because you're able to manifest such earthly abundance and let the money flow in, you now also have new opportunities and the abilities to start afresh in new business ventures. And with new business ventures, I mean in particular areas of business that you invest in and you then receive monetary gain over time. So investing in real estate, investing in stocks, investing in your own business, that is one thing that I can see that you're really drawn to do here in conjunction to the pyrite. Now, the person who you can talk to about these things is the Knight of Cups. Keep this far away from the Knave of Wands, okay? Because you don't want to get suckered into the Knave of Wands impulsive and crazy ideas. Next up in field 8, we're going to be talking about new connections that are coming your way. Actually, I will swap out my cards for that. I'll use the Gentle Heart Tarot deck. Let's see what we got. We have the Four of Diamonds reversed. So in the Four of Diamonds reversed, I can see here that a new connection that's coming towards you, or the new connections that are coming towards you, all my beautiful Pisces babies, are connections that are finally going to make you feel like you actually know what you're doing financially. So these new connections are maybe friends or maybe podcast books of people who know about personal finance. They know what to do with personal finance, and you're learning from them. And rather than what the Four of Diamonds would stand for upright, which is a mindset of scarcity and fear of not having enough, fear of this lack of abundance, you are actually slowly but surely able to not be so afraid about money being something that runs out, and also not be so afraid about being the main breadwinner potentially in your relationship. As I can see here in the pyrite that you're definitely very gifted when it comes to your ability to attract financial gain. Next up in the number 9, we are talking about new focal points in your life during August that will develop. So we have the Malachite. I can see here that your new focal point is going to be a transformation from who you used to be, which might have been a bit more weak-willed or conservative. You may have never thought that you would be the one wearing the pants in a relationship, or the one who is earning more, or the one who is just overall in charge of the earthly matters and the abundance. But I do see here in the Malachite that your focal point is on transforming old and dated behaviors and feelings about love into new ones, and also not being so charmed by these people, you know, by the Knave of Wands. And I'm sorry that I have to continuously call out this fire sign within your reading, all my beautiful Pisces babies, but I just want to make it very clear that the Malachite is going to completely shift you from thinking that people who have a bit more of an edge are good for you, to understanding that it's best for you to be with someone who is sensitive and who understands how selfless that you are, and who appreciates it and doesn't take it for granted or take advantage of it. So field 10, last but not least, corresponds to the outcome of your love life during the month of August. Now let's figure out what that outcome will be. We have the tourmalinated quartz. All my beautiful Pisces babies, it is clear that the outcome of your love life during the month of August has everything to do with you getting out of your own way and just allowing for money to flow in, allowing for yourself to start afresh with the Knight of Cups, okay, with the snack that we spoke about, who is sensitive, who is caring, who just knows all the right spots to hit, all of my beautiful Pisces babies, and who is completely in agreement with the things that you need, want, and desire. So I can definitely see here within the tourmalinated quartz that the outcome in August is going to be that you're moving away from overthinking on a rational basis too much, and you're truly just following your heart and what feels good, okay? Not what society has taught us is good, which is sadly oftentimes the Knave of Wands situation, the bad boy, the bad girl, but you're not about that. So all of my beautiful Pisces babies, this is the reading that I received for you, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it, that you found it insightful, and that you loved this new, fresh approach. Let me know down below in the comment section by commenting commenting with a little blowfish emoji to let me and your Pisces brothers and sisters know that you were here. Thank you so much for spending this divine time with me, and I'll catch you in one of my upcoming readings.